Alrighty, now this is free response question 1B of the AP Calculus AB exam. So it wants us to do two things in this problem. We're going to do a left-hand Riemann sum with n is going to be 3. So that's the number of rectangles, or we call that the number of subintervals. And remember, when we're doing a Riemann sums problem, we're going to have our delta x. And when we have delta x, we're going to have then our y values because we're just doing the area of a rectangle. So now delta x here is going to change because if you think about the distance between these things, it is not consistent. So delta x is changing. So we can't use our equation delta x is equal to b minus a over n. So delta x is changing. So for the first one is 3. So the distance between those two numbers is going from 0 to 3 is 3, and the distance between 3 and 7 is 4, and the distance between 7 and 12 is 5. Now we're going to be multiplying that by my y values, which is 100, 85, and 69. Why did we choose those? Because this is going to be a left-hand approximation. So we want the leftmost points. Okay. And now in closing here, we're going to do all the math, the fun stuff. So L3 is going to be equal to 3 times 100, 300, 4 times 85, 5 times 69. We get that, and that would be our answer. Now, close, because that would be what we will get if we solved here for our approximation. But that's not all that this question asks for. It wants us also to tell us to interpret what does the average value, because that's what this nice little equation here represents, the average value of 1 over 12. And then we're going to multiply that by our answer here, 985. And that will give us, this is a calculated question, 82.08. And remember, when we use the average value, we are essentially using the average rate of change, but we're going back a step. So that explanation would be the average temperature of the coffee in the cup is 82 degrees Celsius for the first 12 minutes. It's important that we understand how to interpret these types of problems, and we understand the difference between average rate of change and average value. I always tell students that whenever we're doing an AP exam, they typically love to pair an average value question and an average rate of change question right beside each other. And here it goes again, right here in the 2024 exam. All right, see you in the next one.